I thought what I would do today is show you how to teach online. As you know, I really believe that education can fix every problem in the world, and everybody has something to teach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you into my studio with me and show you exactly how it's done, or humbly how I think it should be done. It's kind of bright out, sorry about that. All right. So I had a webcast this morning, and I do it every week with my students. And so my studio is set up for the webcast, but I'm going to show you how I change it quickly into a studio to record a course with. So I'm going to go in here. It's pitch black. Hold on, let me turn the lights. All right, let me see if I can do all this in one take. Okay, so the most important thing is lighting. And this room gets really hot really fast. And so I have this special air conditioner unit here. Let me turn it off, okay? And the room's kind of messy. And if you want to stick around for after this video shoot I'm going to do, I'll show you a lot more things like props and how to edit just from a high-level perspective. So let me first of all just turn on all the lights. I've got all the lights set up here, and I can't have the lights on all the time with the air conditioning or it blows a fuse. These lights are very powerful. Okay, another light there, another light there. Okay, and you'll notice that the lights on the side make sure there's no shadows in the back, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set you up right here, and then you can watch me actually set this whole thing up and record live. Not live, but hopefully in one take, we'll see. And then if you stick around after the recording, I'll show you more stuff here in my studio. First thing I recommend is have a lot of these things around, okay? These are obviously in case you have a fire. I have one in every room now in the house. So let me see if you can see me. Okay, good. So the setup I had here this morning was for my my webcast. If you're on with me, you saw this equipment here. Now I'm gonna move this desk over here so I can record. And you'll notice that it's kind of a messy room. I kind of like it that way, whatever. But I've got on the floor here, and I had a confetti gun actually from my last course, the cryptocurrency course that's still on the ground, some of the confetti. But I stand right here. I'll show you, okay? See here? These are the lines where I stand so my camera can focus. Okay. And I use the Blue Yeti microphone. It's the best one you can use, okay? And so I will set this up here and I'll just put you back over here while I set the camera up. Make sure I got a wide angle shot so you can view everything here. All right, great. Should be wide angle enough. So I always keep a sheet on the camera so you don't get dust on it. Okay, and I'll just chuck that over there. And then for my microphone, what I do is it's automatically powered by plugging it into a laptop. Okay, so that's now plugged in here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this around, adjust it a bit, and make sure it's low enough so it's not in the shot when I use that camera, which I'll show you how to use in a minute. All right, and if you haven't done this before and you wanna set up a studio, what I recommend is hiring somebody to come and set it up for you. That's what I did. I tried a lot myself, and I just couldn't figure it out. But it's a good investment because you can have a good you can make a good living by teaching online, and it helps other people too. All right, now I use memory cards for my camera, and don't ever be cheap when you buy these things. Buy the fastest ones possible, otherwise you'll regret it later. It's kind of like when you buy a computer. And then a year goes by and you're like, damn, I wish I spent $100 more to get a lot more storage, etc. Buy the best, okay? So I'll put this in the back of the camera. Apologize for moving around here a lot. And I just kind of plug this directly in here. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. Sorry if you can't. All right, it just goes into a slot there. Plug it in, great. Now I'm going to turn on the camera. And I have it set up so that I never touch it. It just works, which is great. And you can see up there, see here? Let's see if I can get it around here. Yeah, you can see me up there and you'll see that I'm out of focus. Now, most cameras, aside from selfie cameras, most high-end cameras like that, they don't automatically focus. It's just the way it is. And so I'm standing right here, and this might be hard for you to visualize or see. I'm gonna turn it this way, but you see how my hand's kind of red? It's not as red there, it's more red here. Red means in focus, okay? Hi there. And I can see that the sound quality is not getting picked up yet. And the reason why the sound quality is not working is because I have to plug it in a different way. Now, with the Blue Yeti microphone, you always have to leave it plugged into your computer because the computer provides power for it. Blue Yeti is the best microphone there is. Don't mess around with anything else. Trust me, I've failed a lot trying. All right, so I'm gonna plug this in now to the bottom of the Blue Yeti. All right, great. And then you make sure that the sound is going through. And I can see it. I don't know if you can see that, but the very bottom here, the very bottom right here, you can see that the sound meter is moving. Okay, great. So we're almost ready to record now. Now, obviously I gotta move this chair out of the way. And for those of you on my webcast this morning, this is my Ferris Bueller sweater. It was a prop. And I got a bunch of other props I'll show you after this recording if you're interested. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use my Mac here. And I bought this product here. See this little thing? It's for cars. I bought it used on eBay. It cost 150 bucks, I think. And then I hooked it up here directly to my camera, and it's a teleprompter. See here? And I look right in here to the camera. I don't know if you can see the lens there. And that's how I click through the slides, which is pretty cool. And it saves you a lot of time if you do it that way too. Now, you'll see that when politicians do it, they have teleprompters on both sides. That's why some of them go like this and this. It's so obvious that they're reading, but I try to make it a little bit less obvious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on. Okay, this is just the teleprompter. It's just a mirror. Okay, it's kind of like my hack job. It's fun. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it directly into my computer. Now, I need both hands for this, so I'm going to put you down over here. Okay. And if you just want to see the props portion of this video, you can fast forward to this point here. I'll put a lower third in. That's nerd camera speak for a little thing in the bottom label so you can see. Now here I've got, this here is HDMI that goes directly to that thing from the car I showed you. This thing for teleprompting, okay? Okay, I'm gonna plug this in. HDMI is great. All right, it's now plugged in. Touch ID. All right, great. And you can see the reflection right there now. See? That's my screen. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to just do a screen recording so you can see exactly what I'm looking at on the screen, okay? All right, so now I'm recording the screen and I'm going to show you exactly how it works here. All right, so here you can see, good, we're recording. Here you can see my YouTube channel, okay? And what I did this morning was I had a webcast, and it's free. You can do it, set it up yourself for free on YouTube, and you just click on your channel here. And if you just want to see me film a course, fast forward to this point in the lecture. Thanks. All right. So here is, you can see these are my webcasts here, okay? And all it looks like is it's just a video, right? And that was me from last week, actually. And this one is being prepared right now by Wrigley, who works with me. And so that it'll actually, you can click and go directly to questions, which is cool. And so what you do to set up a webcast, a live webcast, is you go to Creator Studio, okay? And then what you do is you go to live streaming. And then just click in here and you can stream now or you can set up a stream, right? So which is pretty cool. And then I just open up this camera thing on the top. Always have these security things here, okay? I got that from a Udemy conference a while ago. Okay, now I'm gonna show you on this screen here how I do the slides, okay? So what I did was I put everything in a PowerPoint, okay? And I make it size 44. I used to make it smaller, but my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. And then what I do is I reverse it. Okay, and the way you do that is you go into View Slide Master, and then you just click on this text here, and then you right-click, and you go Format Shape. And then what you can do is over here on the right side, you can turn things around. See here? And you change the rotation here, okay? You can rotate it 180 degrees, okay? All right, good. So I'm gonna close the Slide Master, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play the slideshow and show you what it looks like. Okay, so on the screen here, this is the presenter viewer version, but you can see everything is in reverse. So it's garbage for me to look at. And so here's what I'm doing here. I'm going to read off of this, and I'm going to click through as we go. And I'm making a course with a guy named Trevor Geller. I met him in Brazil. Good dude. He's an expert in Google advertising. He used to work at Google. He used to work at Udemy. And we're making a course together. He's doing most of the work. He actually gets most of the profits from it, 75%. But I'm just going to read a promotional video intro. And then lesson number 1. And being the idiot I am, I forgot my clicker. So I want to do this in one take, but I'm going to hit pause and I'll come right back to you and I'll have the clicker for the slides. Thanks. All right, I'm back. It is hot, man. Thank God I had the AC on when I went to go get the clicker. All right, so I'm going to connect the clicker. I'm going to record, turn all the lights back on, and then I'll show you quickly how I import the video. And I'm sending it to a buddy of mine named Trevor, and we're cooperating on this course together. So I can't believe I had to buy these things for my Mac. It's crazy. All right, so I'm going to hit record up here. Sound is working good. I'm going to go back here, and you can look at the screen that I'm recording right now with you. Good. Here we go. Plug in the clicker. Start the slideshow. There we go. Good. All right. It is so ridiculously hot. Okay, we're good. And again, afterwards, I'll show you, if you want to stick around, how I set this room up and all that good stuff. Okay, so first of all, I look on the ground, make sure that I'm standing close to the markers, which are Velcroed there. Good. Make sure the camera phone is, or the microphone is not shown here in the picture. All right, good. And now I'm going to look directly into the screen. Not this screen, this one, and record. So this is the promotional trailer now for the course. Thanks, Trevor. As he said, my name is Chris, and I'm a small business owner that struggled for years to understand how to grow my business with Google Ads. Now, while I'd love to become a Google Ads expert, I'd rather focus my energy and my passion on teaching. And that's why Trevor's Google Ads consultation was perfect for me and will be perfect for you. It's not designed to turn you into a full-time Google Ads expert. Rather, instead, it's focused on quickly teaching you the absolute essentials you need to know to be successful with Google Ads. Now, after this consultation, I know you'll walk away, like I did, feeling much better equipped and confident in using Google Ads to grow your business. All right, that was the first take. I'm going to do a couple more takes, and we'll pick the best one. So I'm going to put you on pause while I do more takes of that and the first lecture, and I'll come back and show you the rest of my room in a second. Thanks. Hit the stop button, obviously. And then I'm going to get the memory card out. All right, it's in, I think. Kind of worries me. All right, so I'm going to do this, plug this dude in here, and then I'm going to import everything into Final Cut. And what I'll do is, while that's importing, I'm going to give you a quick tour here on my studio. If I perspire, please bear with me, it's hot. So these lights here are really important because they get rid of the shadow in the back. And I'm going to show you what it looks like if I turn these off, okay? So turn that off there. Turn this dude off here. Okay. You see my shadow in the back? You can see it from both sides. So these lights get rid of the shadow, and this one here kind of polishes it off as well. So anyway, I'm not going to turn those back on because I'm really hot. And then here is, I put my iPhone here sometimes, and I record top down. Like if you took my cryptocurrency course, you might remember this table over here. See that one there? Yeah. And what I did was I did a circle crop on here when I was, sorry about the apple, I'll hide that. When I was assembling this is one of the Bitcoin miners. And you'll notice I have blankets all over the walls. And years ago, we used this room for Airbnb, and it was a nice room. See the crown moldings there? Okay, anyway, so I hammered into the walls with nails and the ceilings all of these blankets. Okay, and what it does is it gets rid of the echo. There's no echo in this room at all. It's actually a really good setup. It took me years to finally figure it out. And then here's the white sheet behind, and you might see these things, these little clips. See these? You've probably seen them on movie shoots or whatever. It's to make sure that it is pulled in completely so that there's no wrinkles. And I have just a really cheap steamer that I use just to steam this to get rid of all the wrinkles. And I used to use a green screen one. Let's see back here. Oh, that's fine. It works. Yeah. So there's a green screen back there. I don't use it anymore because if you light up your room well enough, a white screen's good enough. And you can superimpose and create this mass green screen effect using Final Cut Pro or using iMovie or any other software to do your editing. And so anyway, this is the setup. This is the ugliest blanket in the world. I got it for my wedding from one of my Egyptian relatives. I love you all. It's really cozy. I love it. I shouldn't have said that. Okay. Anyway, and this here is my microphone, as you know, and this thing is a pop. It's called a pop, so that the p and b sounds don't go in the microphone. And then, as I mentioned before, I have lots of these fire extinguishers everywhere. And I use a lot of props as well. And it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like my kids' show and tell. And this room is kind of messy. I actually don't mind it that way. And the reason it's messy on the floor, at least, you see all the confetti, is when I finished my complete cryptocurrency course in the summer, the last lecture, I think it was the last lecture, when I said congratulations, I use these poppers, and then inside them is a lot of this that stuff there. And it's still down there. I know it's a little crazy, and some of it's actually stuck in the ceiling too. Anyway, it's just the way I like it. It reminds me that I did a course. And then here I've got just a bunch of exhibits I've used before. Like this was for the blockchain when I was explaining what is blockchain. And so what I did was I don't know if you can see up there, but for my cryptocurrency course, I had a bunch of chains hanging, and I explained how blockchain works. So the first Bitcoin that was ever sent was sent from a guy named Satoshi to a guy named Hal. And what he sent was the 2009, January of 2009 cover from this here is the Times in England. And that's the address of the first Bitcoin that was ever sent. And then I had one of those little burning guns where I kind of burned it into the wood. I have lots of fire extinguishers just in case. And it was January 12, 2009 when it was done. And then here you see the Bitcoin address here. And the way that, this is interesting actually, the way that these things link together, blockchains, in order is, you see that number there? That number there, this is the second block that was ever sent. And I'm going to take it down. Hold on. You can see that there's a number here, and this was a Lego thing that my kids helped me with. That's link to show that there's a link to the previous blockchain. Okay, and that address there is the same address you see up there, I think, or whatever it's supposed to be. I have a couple blocks. There's another one up there, actually. I think it's on that one there, the link. And then I was trying to show that if you use other blockchains for other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, whose crypto is called Ether, you can put other things on that blockchain as well, like contracts or cars, that sort of thing. And bonus points to anybody who tells me what company made that card and what year. If you have this in mint condition, it's just a magnet, but it's worth 30 grand. This one's worth a hell of a lot more. It's the first appearance of Superman, I think, in Action Comics. And then, I also had on here, I dropped on the ground, sorry. You can have elections data as well. That's tamper-proof. Napoleon Dynamite, good movie. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the setup here. And what I did was I hung them on each other, and I showed, that there was a link between all of them. And it was a lot of fun teaching it this way too. And for those of you that saw the course, I'm showing from Marty to the doc, I had a Back to the Future thing just to make it more fun for me and for you and for everyone. And I even had a mini DeLorean. I made a time machine out of a DeLorean. It's right there anyway. And I use a staple gun to staple it to the bottom. And I've got a lot of other, before I show you the editing here, just other props and stuff I've used. So this here is a menu. I was trying to show people that when you create a course, you want to kind of create a menu system as well, because you want to have your total addressable market as big as possible. So I basically said, here's a menu. I ordered this on the internet from eBay, right? And you can order anything you want on eBay and use it as props in your courses or in presentations, and then sell it back to somebody else. So that the fee is like, say, 5%. So I'm kind of renting this. I kept it though, because I proposed to my wife in Paris and we ate here. Whatever. Anyway, so that's, I use that in one of my courses, a prop. It's a lot of fun using props. I used some of these as well. These are actually mine from when I was a kid. That's Microsoft Windows NT 95. Windows 95 is basically Mac 84. And then Mac System 7.5, which came on 14 different floppy disks. And you guys are lucky, man. When I was younger, I had to pay for software upgrades. It's now free for everybody. Thank God Google exists. Otherwise, Apple would probably get away, and Microsoft would get away with charging for a lot of the upgrades. But competition's good for the consumer. And so I've got a bunch of other things as well that I have. Let me see if I could show you some here, if you care. If you don't care, and you just want to learn about how to create courses online, you can go to these two courses here. They're free. I make a free course every year on Udemy that has 40 tips on mistakes I've made so you can work smarter, not harder when making courses. Getting hot in here. I'm going to turn on the air conditioning just so I don't pass out. And I apologize that the noise in the background is not going to be ideal for you, but it's all good. And then here is... just kind of winging this here. So this was for another one of my courses, my delegation course. I created this. This is all fake money, in case somebody has ideas. This is, for the cryptocurrency course. I actually got, this is crazy, from the CIA, a CIA lock-picking field operative training manual. And I was doing it because I'm trying to be creative and think like hackers would. Right, there's a course on Udemy called Ethical Hacking, kind of an oxymoron. And I got this actually from a company called Honest, which is how to pick locks. Honest, the honest company, not like Jessica Alba's company, which really is honest. This is a dishonest company. So anyway, that's for lock picking. And I had a lot of fun with it. Let's see what else I can show you here. Oh, this is cool. All right, check this out. So I was showing in one of my courses, my Complete Financial Analyst course, how bonds work. And I was trying to have an international version of it. This is from 1898. Look at this thing's in great condition. It cost me $15. 15, that's it, on eBay. And it's beautiful because it's so international. Here's the Egyptian government, I think, is using in pounds, in sterling, the British currency. And it's written in French, and I think that they were raising money. It's even signed, 18 février 1902. Oh wow! So I guess it's after early 1900s, whatever. And then there's the bond payment schedule on the back. So it's really fun explaining how the world works and how the monetary system works by using real props. And this one here is from Russia. From 1916, probably used to finance World War I. So it's pretty cool. You get all this stuff really cheap online. This one here is a New York Central Railroad Company bond. It's pretty neat. My arm's getting tired holding this thing out there. And these are coupons. The reason they call it coupon bonds because you used to clip these coupons off and then send them in and you get money for it, which is pretty cool. And this one here is a poster I got. This is awesome. I love this. It makes me proud to be Canadian, man. All right, from the spring of 1945, the greatest generation ever. And this was, it says on the bottom there, buy victory bonds. Got it for really cheap on eBay. See the Canadian patch there represented, love it. And I was explaining how governments and big companies market bonds as well. And for those of you that don't follow bonds closely, to build big stuff like roads or God forbid declare war, or walls, whatever, it should be bridges. Governments issue these bonds. So that's just how it works. And what I also did was, this is from I think 1849, the gold rush in California. And I use this for the cryptocurrency course. Obviously the wood deteriorated, but this is held intact here. It's heavy as hell, man. Yeah. My graphics cards. I built a computer from scratch in the cryptocurrency course, which was a lot of fun. Oh, and I also have, this is a little bit cheesy, but I was explaining how to protect capital and whatnot. And this here, let me see if I can open it up here. There you go. You can hide it in there. And a lot of people, that's how they protect their stuff. If you come and rob my house, though, you will find nothing in this Ajax can. And here's another example too I showed in one of my courses. This is up on a bookshelf, right? It's the dictionary, which my kids don't know what that is. They just know Google or Alexa. They ask Alexa. Alexa tells them what everything is, or what definition is for everything. But if you open this up here, you've got, anyway. And these are mini safes I use for the cryptocurrency course. You can just walk away with them though, right? People bolt them into the ground. And this is one where, this is called dad humor. But in my complete personal finance course, I was trying to explain to my son and other people how you shouldn't buy expensive stuff, whatever, and just put it in the bank and you can save a lot of money in the long run. So this here is Beats by Dre for Christmas. I gave it to my son. Not funny, not cool, Dad? Dad humor? I know. Anyway, so that's those are some of my props. Let's see if I got anything else interesting to show you. Oh yeah, for the crypto course, I bought an actual ledger from a Canadian farmer online on eBay, which was a lot of fun. And I've got a ton of other props too. I won't bore you with all that stuff, but it's more fun, I find, when you teach using props. And again, they're cheap because you can buy them on eBay and then sell them back, even if you buy expensive stuff. And that's about it. And so what I'll do is I'll just show you on the screen here. Actually, I'll put picture in picture right here now. So what you're seeing here is me importing the video directly from the video card, which I attached to the side of my computer there. And then as you can see here, I'm winging this, but hopefully it works. I'm importing this into Final Cut. And then I found the best clips of the ones that I recorded for the promotional trailer portion of that Google Ads course and the first lecture. And I'm compiling them, I'm sharing them by exporting them right now here, see? See, I'm predicting the future, it's true. And then what I do is I put them in Dropbox, and then I send a link to Trevor, who I think is in Argentina, who was in Brazil before. And then he can edit it and then put it online before Black Friday. So anyway, that's how it's done. If anybody has any questions on this whole process, please let me know. Learn from me, because I've made so many mistakes. And if you don't have a dedicated room, like I didn't initially, I had a big camera set up with a tent in my bedroom. If you watch my first course, which is right here on how to teach online, which I release every year, but I show you how I set up my bedroom, and then I've gotten a little bit more sophisticated for what it's worth doing it this way. But if you don't have a room to dedicate to all this stuff, you can create your own cage in your house. If you have high ceilings, whatever. And I bought this here. That's for washing your car. This up here, I don't know if you can see. I went to Lowe's and bought a bunch of stuff, and then I created this room. That's an alarm. Oh yeah, I'm presenting at Udemy tomorrow. I'm on a panel at Udemy's headquarters, so I gotta get ready for that. Anyway, so if anybody has any questions about how all this stuff works, please let me know. It's been a great ride for me for a couple of years now. I love it, but I keep making mistakes. But I'm getting a bit better, whatever. So anyway, if this was helpful, and only if this was helpful, please click the like button and subscribe, and teach online, please. Everybody has something to teach others, and you can take my free courses here that'll teach you how to teach online, and when one teaches, two learn. I'll see you mañana. Thank you.